Good day, everyone, as we take time for prayer and reflection, gather and begin this week. And I hope all of you had a very blessed weekend and a blessed Mother's Day to all our mothers. And I put on my cap and gown because at this time, the year, it marks graduations. College students and high school students in our area communities have or will be graduating soon. And I know this year's graduations are not happening as they usually do because of COVID-19, and this is a sad loss. Not being able to gather in big groups and joyful celebrations, marking all that you have achieved and accomplished in your education. So there is a losing out, again, of that ceremony, but it does not take away all that you have accomplished, all that you have learned, and how your gifts have grown in your life. And I put on one of my graduation gowns to help remind me that, yes, indeed, I did graduate, so you can have that joke out of the way, but also to remind all of us that we cannot take these events or any events in our lives for granted because we never know what comes our way, like a COVID-19 that changes the usual events of our lives. And so I want to take this week in prayer and reflection to pray with our graduates. And for all of us to remind it that in the journey of faith, we are always called to learn. We are always called to grow in our faith. We do not graduate from religion classes. For sure, confirmation is never a graduation ceremony. Oh, good, I have that done in my life. If there's anything from this COVID-19 time, hopefully it's given us opportunities to pray in new ways and also to find new things to learn about our Catholic faith. And so I invite all of you to share these words with our graduates, if they're not listening, and let them know that even though we do not have our baccalaureate services this weekend in our parishes, they are in my prayers this week in a special way. And so we must remember our graduations, and it helps me to think about times I've graduated from 8th grade at St. Anthony's in Watkins, to high school graduation at Eden Valley Watkins, to St. Thomas University, and finally at St. Paul Seminary School of Divinity, Master's Divinity, and that ceremony at St. Thomas. And I hope all adults will pause and take this moment to recall your own graduation ceremonies this week and thank God for the gift of learning and all those opportunities to grow in our lives. This week, prayer and reflection with our graduates also continues well with our gospel from John as Jesus continues at the Last Supper meal with his disciples. Because the disciples, too, in a way, are ready to graduate. They're striving to understand what Jesus is teaching them one more time and to truly trust that Jesus is the way, the truth, and the life for them. And as they go out then to be those teachers of good news, Jesus continuing to promise them a teacher. The gift of the Holy Spirit, as he says today, the advocate, the Holy Spirit, whom the Father will send in my name, he will teach you everything and remind you of all that I told you. We are always students of the Holy Spirit to guide us throughout our lives. And I pray that the Holy Spirit will be with our graduates in a special way. Help them to move on to new plans and endeavors in their lives. And truly, in this moment, to give praise and thanks to God for all they have accomplished. So let us take this week of thanksgiving for our graduates. God's blessings.